The PL Show is brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. This is the PL Show, and you're welcome to another exciting edition. It's always brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. On this show, we get to celebrate women, phenomenal ladies who are making it in their various fields of endeavors, and today is no exception. As always, when we have to deal or interact with women in the academia, I am always excited and I'm braced for this today because I get to broaden my horizon, so to speak, and then also tap into their knowledge. And today we are interacting with a phenomenal lady who's a lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba. She is a hydrogeologist who is into modeling groundwater as well. I'm sure you're guessing. Don't worry, we'll get to dig deeper. Then by the time we are done, you have a better understanding of what she's into. Maybe you may just branch into geography or hydrogeology as well, or better still, modeling groundwater. I am Emefa Apau, and this is the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. We're live on all our social media platforms as well. It's a good time to follow us. There's a PL Show on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Please stay with us after the break.
Mommy.
Michelle say, fe. Yum.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, Sankofa,
Yenchi, Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL Show, brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. And like I told you, it's always a delight to interact with women in academia. Of course, they are phenomenal in all ways, and we get to broaden our horizon as well. And Dr. Millicent Addai, I've told you, she's a hydrogeologist who specializes in modeling groundwater. But let's talk about the person, Dr. Millicent Addai. What would be the vivid description of yourself?
The name is Dr. Millicent Obeng Addai.
Okay, there's an Obeng in there.
Many a times they omit my Obeng, but yeah. I would say that my father was a teacher and my mother was a trader, and now she sells fish. That's where we get our business ideas from. And I remember at a very tender age, my father told me, I'm the firstborn, so you know
Of how many?
We are 6.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The responsibilities and things. So he told me that Nanekia, we don't have cocoa farm, we don't have any money, but once you make up your mind to study, whatever it takes, I will make sure you go to school. Anytime I went out with him, he will introduce me to the friends as my doctor Ninio, meaning this is my doctor. So on my graduation day, he was the happiest man. I can say he was even happier than me.
University graduation, right?
The PhD graduation.
PhD graduation. Oh,
yes.
wow. Okay.
Okay.
That's the doctor. The prophecy has come to pass.
Yes.
What was the happy Nanekia childhood like?
Interesting. When I was growing up, I was a stammerer.
Oh.
Yes. And so, when you stammer, it's not always that you want to talk, because then when you're kids, they will be making fun of you.
How did you overcome it?
So I think Yasantwa girls helped me a lot. Then I was mingling with other people. Then you realize that we are all different people. And then the breakthrough came when I was in Legon, where you are accepted. It doesn't matter whether you stammer or not. And then I had lecturers who also saw or believed in me, so they always encouraged you. And then I started also self-development. And now I believe that I am more than just some few stammering words.
Wow.
So whether I stammer or not, it doesn't bother me. I did general science. You know, those times we all thought that we become medical doctors. But when the results came...
Is that what Daddy wanted you to do? Is that what Daddy wanted you to do?
Yes, and then you see sometimes they say it and it gets into your head. So that's all that you are aiming for, you are studying for. So from Yasanta Girls, I came to Legon, University of Ghana. And then I had a physical science. So you do physics, chemistry, statistics, mathematics, geology. And then around 2007, if you remember, there was this oil boom. Everybody was doing, yes, petroleum. And then so the basics of all this was geology. Then I branched into geology.
What kind of combination is that? Physics, mathematics, and all that. These are very, very difficult. I'm a disappointed science student, I must say. But these are very difficult. Like, did you choose that combination yourself, or it was just given to you as part of the course?
It's like a bouquet. So if you're a physical science student, you have to take some core courses. Because whichever one, whether we major in geology or you need the chemistry, you need the mathematics, because those are the basics for all the phenomena and the explanations that you give in the geology. So you need all those courses to be able to be well-grounded.
I'm sure you get a lot of students coming up to you and wondering how, of all the subjects, you're doing maths, you're doing physics. Is maths not difficult? I've heard people say it's not, but I'll say it is. But tell us, how can you break down maths such that it's not such a mystical thing? It's easy for at least women to be able to go into.
It takes time and dedication. I remember level 100. You have to do a lot of exercises. So when they give you plenty of questions, you have to sit down and then we used to call it tutorials. Answer all those questions so that when you go to class, the next period, you'll be able to follow through. And then the mathematics, I also had some difficulties in some of the subjects, some of the topics. Algebra and all those ones were easier. But when it comes to the integral and the higher mathematics, it's also difficult. But once you sit down, and then I always tell myself that you need to go to the next step.
Okay.
If you don't sit down and study, you can't go to the next step. And nobody wants to be at the same place.
Of course.
So you try very hard and do whatever you have to do and move to the next stage, and you move to the next stage before you realize the 4 years is over.
Now I know math is not difficult after all. I would definitely move to the next stage. But hydrogeology, modeling groundwater. I've heard a lot about this, but please break it down for me. Why hydrogeology?
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
What is the best thing in life, in your opinion?
Yeah, the best things in life.
The best thing
in life. Yeah, I'm sure you would say water, right? I'm sure you'd say water. Okay. The lecturer in you is coming out on the show. Okay, so I answered it right. Water. So that's why you went into it.
Yeah, there was oil boom, there was the gold, the mines. But then I sat there and said, all these areas, whatever you do, you need water. Whether you have a job, you don't have a job, you're a lecturer, you are a presenter, you're an entrepreneur, you are the president, whoever you are, you need water every day, every time. So why don't I branch into the hydrogeology?
But at a time when there was oil boom, you decided to go into water and not into oil.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Break down the mystery for me.
Yes, so I just said, no, we always need water. Whether the other resources run out or not, you even need water. The principles we use in hydrogeology are the same principles they use in the petroleum industries. So it's the same things. So I decided to go into water, and I must confess, I haven't regretted at all.
It's a good time to bring you the Seed to Oak segment brought to you by Kel Kids Toothpaste. Brushing time is always fun time now, and it's not difficult for your children to brush their teeth anymore. Between 2 to 6 years, we have strawberry flavored just for them, and it makes brushing time easier for you as parents. It's a good time to get your kids Kel Kids Toothpaste Seed to Oak segment for Dr. Millicent Obeng Addai. Nothing much has changed from the very first picture to the last one. You're still the same. How do you keep up? You know, I noticed an inscription in one of the pictures: equal opportunities for all. Did you get equal opportunities, you would say, growing up?
Yes.
And how did you take advantage of that, you would say?
I would say that I've always wanted a good life.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want a good life, you have to take advantages of opportunities. You have to work harder than the average person. So your parents will take you to school. It is up to you to study very hard. It is up to you to network. It is up to you to be humble enough to serve, so that if there is only one slot, it is you they will call.
Are you one of those who think that women should be given preferential treatment?
You see, sometimes when you give the preferential treatment, then it looks like the person doesn't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you are giving that person preferential treatment. Treat everybody the same. Let us all work together. And then if she comes out better than the other people, then fine. But if you are lowering the bar for the woman, then you are doing cause 90, you are not doing anything. Mm-hmm. So we should all be put apart. I know and I can understand the many struggles women go through, but that's what makes us women. That's what makes us stronger. So we should all be given equal opportunities, equal everything. I sit in classroom with guys. I think my undergraduate class, the girls were doing far better than the guys.
Oh, always.
Yes,
always.
that the TAs had to come and talk to the guys to
up their game.
Yes. So we should all be put at the same level. Other than that, then something else.
Yeah. I know you are the very first hydrogeologist at the University of Education, Winneba, correct?
Yes.
Really, how does it feel like?
I try to be modest about it.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be. It's an achievement that we need to celebrate.
Okay, what actually happened was that right after graduation, there was an opening in UEW. And I think over the years, they have not had a hydrologist to teach. And also because the hydrogeology right from the undergrad has a lot of mathematics and chemistry and physics, so many people don't really go into it. And then the department, the geography department that I am in now is social science, but I am from a physical science background. So it was easier for me to fit in there. The university system is very, very tedious. You went rigorous. I went for 3 sets of interviews. Yeah, you do the departmental interaction, faculty interaction, and then appointment and promotion board.
Is it easy?
I would say that for the first and second, preparedness met grace, so it was easier for me. But the appointment board, other university staff came in. But by the grace of God, I sailed through, and then I think I'm 1.5 years.
In there?
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
I've heard preparedness met grace and the grace of God. It looks like there's a spiritual part of you as well. Are you very spiritual? I don't want to ask if you're religious. I'm asking if you're very spiritual.
Yeah.
you are? What has God done?
God has done so much for me. Even sitting here today, we have so many women breaking the biases, women over there, but I'm sitting here today. So that alone, I think, is grace. And then going through life, you know, we started with so many people, but as you go, it narrows down. People are dying, people are getting back, but by the grace of God, and today Ghana, if if you're alive and you are smiling, it is by the grace of God.
And that smile of yours, very infectious, I must say. But lecturing at the University of Education, Winneba, not just at the University of Education, Winneba, but as a lecturer in general, how is it like?
Oh, for me, I like it. The students are interested.
Oh.
Yes, different students from different background, different intellectual abilities. So you must always have that at the back of your mind. And this internet world, the students will come to class, they have their phones, they will ask you questions. So you are always on your toes. You need to read, you need to know what is going on so that you can use those things as examples so that you bring their mind. So because now there are more distractions than before. You are teaching, people are snapping, doing TikToking and things like that. So you also have to be in vogue and then bring their mind down. And I always use myself as an example. I tell them, you can do all that you have to, but make sure that the core reason why you are in school, you don't lose track of. Okay. When I was in Legon, whatever I did, I made sure that every day 2 hours, whether I have assignments, anything to read, I learned how to sit down. You have to first learn how to sit down.
I'm very interested. How do you sit down?
So whether you have anything to do or not, you go to the library. I'm talking in relation to the lecturing or the studentship. So I went to the Ekwafo Hall Library 2 hours every day, every time. So that when it's getting to exams time, you don't have a lot of pressure. So whilst people were losing weight, exams time, I was gaining weight because the stress is not so much because you have done your homework, your assignments and everything. And I tell them, once you go to class, about 70% of the work is done. Everything is discussed in class. But students today miss class a lot. So that's one of the challenges. And then I have very friendly and supportive colleagues also at work. So it makes the work easier for me. And then anytime we go for departmental programs, I tell them I have the best phone, so I'll take the pictures of them, and then I'll blackmail them that if they don't send money, I won't send their. So for me, for the past 1.5 years, I have just been enjoying lecturing.
I've taken a lot of lessons today, but I'll tell you later the lessons I have picked from you so far. But let's talk a bit about the research that you've done since we are still at the university at this point. I know you've done some research in hydrological dynamics amongst others, and tell me a bit about it.
You know, the hydrogeology, that's the study of the groundwater. The groundwater is underground, we don't see it, so we always need specialized tools. You need to drill, because when you drill, that is when you drill the borehole or the well. That's when you get information about the subsurface. So all the research that you do, whether you drill it yourself or not, you need borehole information, because that will give you the data to work on. So you drill the borehole, you take samples, so we have the quality aspect of it and we have the quantity aspect of it. And then to have a holistic view, you should always do both, so that you know the quality of the water, the quantity, and then their interactions with the surface water and with other ecosystem. So that's what we did. And I also did some work for a private company where there were cracks in the in one of the dams in the north. So we have to investigate and know, because they were trying to use that for a smart agriculture. So we need to find out what is happening. Is it deep or is it surface? So those are the things that we are.
Okay. Generally, now you find people building and everybody is going into borehole drilling in their homes, amongst others. What are we really not doing right when it comes to that? Can anybody just get up and decide that they want to have, you see the companies just come, and by the time you realize there's a borehole in every area, in every home, among others? What do you think we are not doing right when it comes to that?
The issue is that there are regulations, and we know ourselves. That's one of the problems that we have. The Water Resources Commission is the body that has been set up to deal with the regulations and everything. But we have found out that many businessmen have just bought their rig. And then when you call them, they will just say, where do you want the borehole? Without any geophysics, any geological investigation, any recourse to other scientific protocols. And with the WRC, before you drill a borehole, you must inform them. If it's for personal use, you don't need any permits, but they must know that there is a borehole here. If you are using it for commercial purpose, you must get a permit. Okay. That is the only way we will know the boreholes, come and investigate and get data. And the issue with the indiscriminate borehole drilling is that if it's not developed very well, whatever makes the groundwater safer than the surface water is going to affect the groundwater also. Because now the ground is open, you have drilled a well. So all the contaminants that otherwise wouldn't have gone into the groundwater can seep in through easily. What makes the groundwater safer is that you have these intervening materials. So these materials sieve some of the contaminant. So we say that the groundwater is safer than the surface water. But if you are drilling boreholes everywhere without following scientific protocol and development, then these contaminants are now going straight into the groundwater resources. That's why we are always talking against the galamsey operations also, because they dig boreholes and things like that, and so therefore the contaminant goes directly into the groundwater resources that we have. And if care is not taken, we'll have problems like we are having with the surface water bodies. Yeah,
she's into action right now, so it takes us to 360. Let's see her in action.
Millicent Obeng Addai is a lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba's Department of Geography. She is a hydrogeologist who specializes in modeling groundwater. Her research has primarily centered on the hydrogeological dynamics of the complex geology of the Voltaigne supergroup in the context of changing climate. Dr. Addai is a goodwill ambassador for R&B Farms in Gomoa in Swahili, a fully integrated indigenous aquaculture farm. The farm is committed to assisting in the improvement of the standard of living of the people, particularly the youth and women, by providing alternative sources of income through the various aquaculture value chains.
R&B Farms is a farm that believes in women empowerment. That's the main reason why we are very happy to be working with Dr. Addai. We refer to Dr. Addai as our goodwill ambassador. She works pro bono. She's given all her expertise to the farm. She helped us in development of our training curriculum. Currently, she's our unofficial training coordinator. And then getting a very key person like Dr. Addai in our folk is something that we are very happy and we are very proud of.
I've known Dr. Obeng Addai for about 3 years, first as a personal friend and now as a working colleague. She's very passionate and committed to what she does and very knowledgeable about her field of study and very practical about what she does and the ways in which she can connect theory to practice and with the intent of improving society, improving people's lives and all of that.
So I see that you're doing pro bono as well. Let's talk about R&B Farms and your role that you play there?
As you rightly said, pro bono. So with the university work, there is something we call community service,
Okay.
which is very key for your progress, because they don't want you only teaching and researching, but what are you impacting onto the society, especially the very environment that you live in. But before I even joined the university, I was working with R&B farms. So we do a lot of outreach. So, and they won the best aquaculture farmer in 2021.
Okay.
So went to Cape Coast, and then I was manning the booth. And then what I realized, that when people talk to you and they realize that you have a PhD and you're doing this, then they want to go into the fish farming, or they want to further their education. So sometimes I just have to be there to encourage other people. We are also committed to training people on how to do the aquaculture to improve the lives of the youth and then women especially. You know, the Goma and Swahili Winneba area is a fishing community, and then we know that during the close season they don't even go to the seashore, so their source of livelihood is reduced. So but this aquaculture, you can do it anytime. You just have to have some tarpaulin at your backyard, or if you can have the pond, like the big ones that the R&B have. So we train people, we train women. And then we also intend to have smokeless village, where women will just come and buy the catfish and the tilapia, smoke it there, and send it to the market.
Okay.
So I had to be involved in the development of the manual, the technical things, get other experts to come in, and because we don't want to just do anything. So we want to do it scientifically. So that's the other role that I play. So once we start rolling, then of course with the hydrogeology, you can talk about the quality of water for the fish farming and other expertise that I have gained along my
So
journey.
that's a typical day in the life of Dr. Millicent Obeng. Now, I didn't add the Nyamanni Addai there. That's 360, brought to you by Kel 360 for that fresh, minty breath all day long. Your best bet is Kel 360. It's safe, affordable, it's FDA approved, and it's safe for the entire family. Even though you do all this for pro bono as well, fish farming amongst others. I know earlier when you started, you talked about your mother selling fish and how it has it looks like it's become a family business of a sort. I picked that up. I'm a good student. I picked that up. So let's talk about that family business, seafood. Posnakahwa.
Mpochenjo.
Okay. So tell us about the business.
Back in the days, I think 2015, yes, my sister, when she was doing her national service, started, she would take some fish to the office, and then the office mate will buy. And then she would ask me to ask my lecturers if they want some. And then realized that there was more market on Legon campus. And then when she finished her service, she went to Sishubekwai to work there. So I continue with the selling of the shrimps on Legon campus. And then I would go with my other little sister. So 2 black women selling shrimps. And many of the lecturers, many of them didn't want shrimps, but because these girls are willing to sell shrimps to take care of themselves, they will buy for us. Wow. Sometimes they will give us extra money. And then when we go there, we also get free kebab.
So that's sasau seles.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's 1 milli shrimps.
Oh, 1 milli.
Yes.
Okay.
Became 1 milli seafood. And now my other sister, she's the chief operating officer. So that's her work. So we get fish from Takrade, Elmina, Cape Coast, and then she sells. So we have the shrimps, the octopus, we have the fish powder, we have the shrimp powder for your shito and everything.
Oh, I have my new plug now. I think we should do the DIY segment, brought to you by Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. I'm dying to find out what exactly you do for yourself. And with all these busy schedules, let's take a look at DIY.
Hello, welcome to my DIY. I love photography, and I realized that it takes forever for these professional photographers to bring my pictures. So my friend introduced me to Beauty Plus, and I also have Airbrush and Lightroom, but my favorite app is a Beauty Plus. So I'm going to take you through how I edit my pictures to professional level. So first of all, I go through the pictures and see the best shots. So I'm going to go for this one because of the smile. See, there are some few makeup touches that didn't go well, and then I always want very white teeth, so I go to the teeth whitening and I do it. And then sometimes your head is bigger than you want, so I go to the head size, then I decrease it a little, then I go to the makeup, do the eyebrow, I select the one I want, do the eyebrow, then I select a filter. This one is my favorite filter, that's the ivory. I increase it, the intensity a little, then bingo, I save. And I come to my gallery and voila, my beautiful picture is ready. I hope you learned a thing or two. Don't wait forever for the photographer.
University of Education people, please come for your lecture. What? I've written all of them down. So Airbrush, Beauty Plus, and Lightroom. How did you get to know about it? Fantina Yentasi.
Say a pede a kidnap man for camera na fufu bra.
Hey, Nanyan.
I love pictures. Nah. Every day be a mucha more picture. And then nti menya nkono rawda. No.
And you know what university what? Okay.
On any PhD or China.
Oh, okay.
No, so Beauty Plus. Nah. Unshin ya. The pictures be where I want to be Marco studio cry.
Oh, two phone da then why you are the area?
Let me post.
Ah, okay. Matroni nyato. So that's our DIY made possible by Kel Charcoal toothpaste. There's no need to use ground charcoal to get that white teeth. Now that we know that we can use Beauty Room as well for that white teeth, but of course you need a Kel Charcoal to give you that white teeth all the time. It's FDA approved and is safe for the families to use as well. Now that I know that a photo, definitely a poster, make sure them go for baho. Na meaningful one hour.
Oh, somewhere normal.
So it takes us to it. Let's talk about the love life and the man in Dr. Millicent Obeng Addai's life. Your students are, I'm sure they are drum rolling at this point. They want to hear all about it.
Also, the man Mbonizin.
Mbonizin, can I want some kakacho?
Oh, he's a very lovely person, and with the kind of work I do, if you don't get the support, it's very difficult for you. And he's very supportive, and he wants me to go higher and higher, and even thinking of another PhD.
Another one. Okay, that's nice.
So yes, he's one of my big support systems. Yeah. It's good to have someone believe so much in you, and then you should see my good morning messages.
Wow.
Good morning, doctor.
Well, wherever you are, hello to you. That's nice. It's good to have supportive men in your life, and we appreciate him for that support. Please stay with us after the break.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush, make
my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
You're welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL show, brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. Dr. Millicent Addai, I've told you, she's a hydrogeologist who specializes in modeling groundwater. But before we wrap up, I can't have women like you and not talk about this movement for gender development. I know that in every way possible you try to do that, but let's talk a bit about gender development. Have we had enough? I know we talk about it a lot, but really, are we making that impact that we ought to?
I think that there has been progress, and progress is very important. And at UEW, we have a movement for gender development. It was one student and one lecturer who came up with that idea, my office mate, Mr. Nyamanni. Then he said, Dr. Addai, I think that you will be of great help. So they co-opted me into it. And then we are looking at all genders. One of my professors said we are doing
he for she for he.
Yes. So everybody. We also realize that the boys also go through a lot, and some of the students, they need a lot of support. I mean, in terms of inspiring them, talking to them, because most of them actually don't know what they want. They will just settle for the less. So through our engagement and our high school tour and things like that, you tell them that there is so much in the world that you can be. You don't necessarily have to even have a PhD. Whatever you are doing, when you do it very well, you have a place and you enjoy life. So we intend to have chapters in all the other universities also, and the senior high school, so that before they even come to university, they already know what they want. Yes, they are empowered, and they'll go for whatever that they want.
Well, some of them definitely are watching you now. What would be that final advice or word that you have for them, wherever they are, in whatever field they find themselves in?
Self-development. I always advocate for self-development. Don't be stagnant. Move. Go a step further. Whether you are selling tomatoes, go a step further. Do your accounts well. That will help you if you are a hairdresser and nail technician. And I really admire my hairdresser and nail technician and seamstress. They don't have a higher educational background, but they are very committed to their business. And I can say that they even have more money than the so-called corporate women. So whatever that you are doing, do it well and continuously develop yourself, and you should be fine.
And add the various beauty apps also on your phone to enhance your photographs, and get another source of business or another source of income in terms of business. 1 milli seafoods as well. And then I learned that you need to be able to sit for at least 2 hours as a student. I'm a student, so I'm taking that advice with me, so I don't wait for exams before I do that. Dr. Millicent Addai, you've really impacted me today. I said it earlier before we started that I look forward to the education and also to impact me, and you definitely have. You are phenomenal by all standards. We appreciate you so much. And on the PL show, as always, like we do, we always appreciate the phenomenal women that come to us, and this is from us to you. We have our Kale Charcoal, our Kale 360, and our Kale Kits, and this is always my favorite as well.
Okay.
This is our beautiful PL Show mug,
thank
and
you so much.
I know that you love your tea. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
for
so
being
much.
part of the
Thank you.
show. I'm sure you use Kale Charcoal, Kale
Yes,
Kits, and
yes.
and Kale 360. You must have heard about us,
Yes.
haven't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please, to the entire family, thank you so much. Onyeni nyanyen, yeah, PL Show, eba, yebisi wahema. We have a special stool for you.
Oh.
Bocho. So this is from us to you as well. The queen that you are, to your family, to your friends, and also to the PL Show. So thank you once again for being a part of the show.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel like a queen?
Like the queen that I am.
Yes.
I'm highly honored. Thank you very much.
You have any words before we go?
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me on the show. And I want to say I'm grateful to everybody who has helped me. So many people have helped me on my way to where I am now. So I'm very grateful. I won't even attempt to mention names.
Of course.
Yes. So thank you very much.
So all of you, she says thank you. And to you as well, we say thank you for being a part of the show. Also, many thanks to Anna Simba by Zita for my costume. Also for our makeup, African American Beauty, they are in Dansuman. And the biggest thanks goes to our sponsors, Kale Charcoal, Kale 360, and Kale Kids Toothpaste. Kale Toothpaste, we're indeed grateful. I am Emefa Apawu. Another exciting edition comes your way same time. Have a good day.